First and foremost, all praises, glory, and honor goes to Yahweh Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Wakakodash, double honors to the elder apostles at Great Millstone. Who taught us this true citation of Yahweh, pushing this word day in and day out, doing this quick lesson. On this guy, NFL vet, Tyreek Hill. He's been playing in the league for a while now, right? Gets blasted really by his wife or ex-girlfriend or ex-wife. I think that he was dumb enough to marry her. Kita Vaquero gets blasted by court judge by buying a Bentley and demanding more child support money. So, it's just a lesson, man. Because, we're going to come into our little money, too, before this place goes down. The Lord's going to bless certain brothers with a big bag or whatever. Right? The right way, not selling out. Right? Because those sellouts. Because this is the year of agents, sellouts, apostates. All right? And also the year of Jacob's trouble. But even then, these agents, these sellouts, they're about to lose their bag. And guess what? Money doesn't just vanish. It gets repurposed. For lack of better words, it gets repurposed, redistributed, reissued, right, to the rightful owner, which is us, members of the hopeful elect, man. Starting with our apostles, the elders, the great millstone on down, all right? So, this young lady, Kita Vaquero, you can see in her countenance, she has a proud look, the makeup, The nigga can't tell me shit, you can tell she follows after the nigga woman, right? She look like Ephraimite or something. So she bought a fucking Bentley, man. And, she's burning up his money, basically, because she can't afford a Bentley on her own. But her daddy never had a Bentley, it's safe to say. All right. She's spending his money, man. So, this is a lesson to brothers out there. Because you ain't even got to be a baller like Tyreek Hill, right? You ain't got to make 30, 40 million a year. With your NFL contract and those, you ain't got to be that. You ain't got to make 4 million. This is just a brothers. Just watch who you lay down with. Definitely don't marry these women, but definitely watch who you put your seed into. If you can, just pull out, man. Just pull the fuck out, man. And if you can, even better, pull out with the rubber, man. Goddamn, all it takes is 1 second. A couple seconds. A couple, sorry to get graphic, a couple strokes before you ejaculate, man, to pull out, man. Just have that discipline, man. Because having a child in this society is a curse, man. Right? You stuck with the bitch, regardless. Whether y'all together or not, you stuck with her for a minimum of 18 years, man. But good thing Babylon ain't got 18 years left, okay? I don't want to write the Zah. So yeah, just watch these wicked women. These Northern tribe women, you got some demon amongst them, man. I had to put a curse / send reapers out on this one bitch yesterday, man. If it was her that, try to get me hemmed up. So, hey, I pray the Lord seek and destroy whoever was behind that shit, man. Whether it's the nigga woman, Northern tribe woman, don't matter, man. Let me see. So this guy, is part of the settlement or, the split. He paid the bitch $700K. $700K, man. And then she's getting 17.5. She getting a brick. Because Jeezy used to say 17.5. She's getting a brick amount of money each month for, child support / what they call that shit. Yep, child support, spousal support, and so forth. So she's getting a big bag to do nothing and run around, be a harlot, have all type of niggas in and out. Getting back with her ex or whatever, right? Or she's giving niggas money. Because that's what these women do. When they get child support, they get so-called free money. They spend it on niggas, man. key that ass for 37 bands per month. So 30, 40, so basically 40 bands per month. So you round that shit up, she wants a half a million a year to do nothing, man. And I don't know how many kids they have if they have one or two. And this guy, you know, he deserve every penny, even though he's a nigga, Tyreek. Even though he's a nigga, right? It's lucky this shit is just going everywhere. Even I'm thinking about switching the iPhone. If this place is still going, may have to switch the iPhone. Android been acting up lately, but and I got an iPad. My iPad ain't. I just got one and it's not acting up, but my Droid devices are acting up. That's a lesson for another story. So you know, she's getting all this money, man. You know, this shit pisses me off. Even though Tyreek's a nigga, you know, but he deserves every penny, man. He's athletic. He done been playing ball since a jit, you know. So he deserves every penny of that shit, man. He sold out, of course. So look, this guy's paying 20 bands in rent, 17 bands a month, and goddamn child support. And she's got a Bentley, right? She's got a Bentley, you know, and then Tyreek, he's just getting all these, you know, whatever woman jump in the DMs, you know, it don't matter if you skinny, like there's no woman on the left, she's skinny, or you voluptuous thick, like this nigga looking woman on the right, or could be a Simeon Ephraim type woman. You know, he like them red bones. You know, them chocolate jakes, like Tyreek, they love them red bones. They love seeing that light bright skin on top of them. You know. So she's using all types of shit, man. All right. He's just blowing money fast, man. BMF, you know. Gold diggers, these brothers gonna learn one day. They've yet to learn, because every day, even though the younger generation, they starting to learn, but because they not having children as much. But if you like a millennial or older, them niggas ain't learning. They want to run in every goddamn bitch, you know, which is too many diseases out here. So you want to stay out the way, man. Yeah, expensive kitty. Expensive kitty, man. Exactly, man. Hey, even Master P, he had the song. These woman boxes got triggers on them, man. Killer pussy, man. That's basically what this bitch is. She's not really putting bodies on Tyreek, but she's killing his bank account. Like, all right, Tyreek make, let's just say, round it up, 40 million a year. She's getting 30 from the NFL, maybe another 10 in endorsements. So let's just say 40 a year. So 40, cut that in half, that's 20. After Esau gets his cut. Esau gets his cut for nothing, right? The Amalekites, the elites, and all that. So it's down to 20. You divide 20 by 12. So if you divide 20 by 12, let's just say that's a little over 1.5 a month. So 1.5 a month, and let's say he's paying her 100 bands a month, so he's down to 1.4. He's still sitting pretty good, man, after all that, man, you know. So even after all that, that's like a scratch in his pockets. That's like saying, you know, average brother made, you know, 5,000 a month, and you know, you gotta pay a bitch $100 a month. That's basically what it is, man. $100 a month, you know. But even then, he still doesn't want to pay that exorbitant amount of money, man. All right. So, you know, this is, you know, type of lifestyle he living, man. You know, he got fast hoes. That's what that money gonna come out fast, man. All right. Which he's a Judite, Tyreek Hill. He's got the prototypical Judite genetics, even though he's not tall. I think he's probably maybe about 5'7", 5'8" at the most. I think they list him at 5'9", but I see him more like a 5'7", 5'8" guy. Because, in the league be lying and shit about niggas' heights. All right. So, let me get some precepts, man. This is Ecclesiasticus, so Sirach and Apocrypha 25 and 19. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman, that the portion of a sinner fall upon her. And what's that? That's death, man. That's a portion of a sinner. Because all sin leads to death, man. We ain't know death until, sin was on the earth, man. All right. In the Garden of Eden, man. Okay. As climbing up, I could relate to this, a sandy ways to the feet of the age. So it's a wife full of words to acquire. Because I'm a quiet man, and damn near every woman I've been with was a wife full of words. It's probably only a handful of women I could think of that were like quiet, you know what I'm saying, that I dealt with. And even then they still were demons. They were still like, out in the nightlife, just enjoying their life in Babylon type shit, all right? Stumble not at the beauty of a woman and desire her not for pleasure. And that's where Tyreek, man, he thought with his little man instead of his big head, man. How you think with your little man, hey, it's gonna be a big cost, man, and it's not worth it. These women weren't virgins when Tyreek got what I promise you, man. And then she's to me, she's not that attractive looking. I don't know what he's seen in her. That's probably his handler, a witch. She got that little witch face, little face going every direction. So she's like an aged woman, man. Her on the right, even though she's, some cosmetics done, man, to this. It could be some cosmetic enhancements done to her, to get that look. Or she could be natural. You got natural ease like her. But he's paying all these women because he's got multiple baby mamas. So, but this bitch on the left, she's just dumb enough not to wait till court proceedings was over to buy the Bentley. You want to buy the Bentley? Okay, so the judge is like, oh, you want to buy a Bentley? You know how many hardworking white people I know that don't own a Bentley? They make good money. You don't have a Bentley. You have the audacity to buy a Bentley. So whoever this woman's legal counsel was, they ain't really apparently doing their job guiding her the right direction. Because what I can say is dealing with legal counsel. Period, man. Yo. The lawyer's supposed to get you prepared so they could get paid. Right? This nigga Tyreek, man. And he's not even a young guy in the league no more. He's 30, about to be 32 this year. So he should know better, But, hey, that blowing money fast, that money, he got his little Mai Tai or whatever, little fancy mixed drink here. Like I said, he got the elite Judite genetics, even though he's not tall, he's muscular, fast. He call himself the cheetah. All right. He don't gain no body fat. You see the veins, all the vascularities and stuff. So he's Esau's wet dream, man. On the field, man. He make Esau a lot of money. That's why the scriptures say, if he have need of thee, he will use thee, right? So, strong, fast nigga, man. Even he's up there in age, still fast. I think he got hurt this past season. Dolphins ain't make it to the playoffs anyway. And it says, stumble not at the beauty of a woman. Yeah, these niggas stumbled at the beauty of a woman. Even though, he's been getting a woman because he can play ball since, grade school or whatever. But, he never organically had to, pursue a woman, to ask a woman for a number and all that, go through the courting process, the vetting process and shit that the society makes men go through to get some box. He never really had to do it organically. So, it's easy for him to stumble at the beauty one. Cause a woman, get a nigga like that because a woman consider a nigga like Tyreek a high value male because he got a fat bank account. So they gonna tell him what he wants to hear. They're gonna be like, "Oh, I'll never leave you." Woo, woo, woo. So this nigga Tyreek, he was just dumb enough not to get a prenup, man. So now now that he done put a baby in her, married this bitch. He's got to deal with for the rest of his life, or the rest of Babylon. Paying her every month, man, and while she's getting smutted out by a whole nother dude, man, whole nother nigga. A woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach. Yeah, after the so-called honeymoon phase, you get with a woman, right? It'll always be like this. You get with a woman, she do all the right things. And then after maybe a year or 2 or 3, 4, the real her come out. That was, talking back, talking shit, disrespecting your name, it's being a demon, man. All right. It always comes out. Why? Because these women done laid with other men, so they got other men's spirits in them. I mean, so they got other personality. They really bipolar. Like every woman in America that's not a virgin, that done laid down with different men, they got split personality, alter personalities, man. You're right. So this is for Tyreek's ex-wife, Ezekiel 16 and 28. That was played. This talking about America, right? Though. Let me actually hold on. Let me read up a little bit, man. This is Ezekiel 16 and okay, yeah, it's talking about Jake, man. It's talking about Jake. Ezekiel 16 and 20. Yeah. 16 and 28. Thou hast played the whore also with the Syrians, and because thou was insatiable, yea, thou hast played the harlot with them, and yet couldst not be satisfied. So, hey, our people can be satisfied. Esau can be satisfied. All right. So, hey, and even these women, they can't be satisfied, man. You can't really please a woman in today. We will please our woman really in the kingdom, man. All right, because everything will be set back in order. But on this side, man, you can't please a woman. I don't care how good you pop her, how many rounds you go. You could go 3 rounds with a bitch, make her tap out. She's still not pleased. So, there's still a void, still an emptiness. Right? You could give her $3 million. She in her back of mind, she like, why ain't I get 30? You know what I'm saying? So, it's an unsatiable feeling. I mean, and you see it with Tyreek wife. Here it is. She got a Bentley. You know what I'm saying? She bought a Bentley. Right? And we all know Bentleys are premium, top of the line vehicles. Probably spent like goddamn $500,000 on it, man. Not too many people make $500,000 a year and you buying that shit. I mean, more than likely she got payments, but here it is. She's so dumb. She put it in her name. She could have put it in, a business name, LLC name, something like that. LLC's only like a couple $100, and then had somebody, wrote up a contract. So somebody would give her the car. If she wanted it now, she could have had somebody else put their name on it or put an LLC business name on it. and then have somebody give her the car back after the divorce type shit. So like, okay, in the 6 months or to a year, you know, I will retain all rights to the vehicle. You know what I'm saying? There's ways around that shit, but she's just dumb. Oh, I gotta have it. You gotta have it now. I gotta have it all the time. You know, in her gated little community in Florida, you know. More likely she's staying in Florida somewhere or California, Calabasas. You know, you got nice, beautiful communities in Babylon still, even though this place is fucked up. You know, you go to certain parts of Florida, which I've been to, right? That's like my second, third home. Florida. I've been to California before, Vegas. You got some beautiful ass communities out there, man. Right? So, Arizona, Scottsdale. Okay. But that's out of all of what? The Israelite man's blood, sweat, and tears, man. Whether Tyreek knows it or not, which I'm sure he's seen the camp before, you know, either on YouTube or definitely in person. He goes to all these different cities all over the year, throughout the year. You know he's seeing these different goddamn, I say goddamn. So like here, these different camps, man, in different cities, man. All right. I was at a loss for words. Slovakia. So, God bless camps. But some of these camps are goddamn, because, you know, he's probably seeing a lot of IUIC and shit and UP.